Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I am Dan with a broken back.
This is not a Mumford & Sons concert. I'm Declan.
Oh my.
Best line of the movie.
There was
Best
a lot of wedding things on in this thing, eh?
That was the best. I pissed myself off.
I've actually heard that before too.
This week we're doing reviewing To All the Boys, Always and Forever, the third in the series, the final in the trilogy. It is directed by Michael... wow. Michael Fimignari, who's also the cinematographer of Dr. Sleep and The Haunting of Hill House, Gerald's Game, and many more. He would go on to direct this movie, obviously. And it's written by Sofia Alvarez, who continues her work from the first two films. And he brings on J. Mills Goodall and as a second with collaborating writers of Maxwell Peters, based on a novel by Jenny Han. Spoiler warning, we do spoil the film and the rest of the characters and everything about the film. So go out, watch the film, come back and listen to the review. Jumping into it. Dan, you go first. Smile, the little smile. Initial thoughts from Dan.
Probably the first time ever he hasn't gone, why me first?
These guys. Yeah, I thought this was much better than the shitty second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's better. I liked the whole family thing in the beginning.
There's a lot more family.
Yep, I enjoyed that. I think compared to the second film, the cinematography is a lot better as well. And I also like the cool transitions with the animations and then into the real life stuff.
Yeah, the 2D.
Yeah, it was just sort of real sort of comical and rom-comish, I suppose.
Yeah.
But also the things that I didn't like. I'll go into that. I sort of got sick of her after a while. She's just playing the game for too long. Yeah, Jenny. Not Jenny, is that her name?
Lara Jean.
Lara Jean, sorry, yeah. Man, Pete, I think he's a legend, man. I like the guy.
I like Pete. He's
I like the
legend.
guy. The only thing I didn't like is he had to change his mind when his dad came and seen him at the end. And saying you got to, what do you say about the love? You got to sacrifice or something. And you straight away know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The little sister, man, she's a legend. Yeah, I like her. She's like the little Cupid through the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, it was good. It was it's not excellent.
Yeah.
But it was I was smiling through the movie.
Decent enough.
Yeah, I just got there's bits and pieces. It's like there was too much in New York and stuff like that. But I like the scope it was going for, and it was a good sort of book-ended trilogy.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the second one was just it was crap.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was rushed compared to this one, even though they made them side by side.
I think the second one had that center act, that second act that was just so dull. It was just, and it made you not like the characters so much. Like you were like going through it going, both of them are treating each other poorly. And this one here wasn't, treating each other poorly more than it was, most of the time anyway, more than it was like confusion with what is going to occur.
Yeah.
And how do we tackle this?
I was going to say as well, I think the first one still has the best use of style.
Oh, yeah.
This one seems a little bit rushed. Like you can see there's some parts in the edit where they've, times changed. Like, oh, okay, we're jumping along here real quick.
I have a big problem with the edit.
Yeah.
And the colour. I have a huge problem with the colour.
It's super flat and green some parts.
The movie is all green.
Oh, and because I shoot weddings for a living, right? The way they set up the ceremony is total trash. Like, did you see how bad the light was?
No.
So, okay. Should I go into it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you're,
a little bit.
Even for when you're creating a movie, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to have harsh light. So that's the bride and groom, right? There and there. The light source is here. So she's got sun blaring in her eyes. He's got nothing in his eyes, just shade, right? It's just super contrasting.
That's because it's between the two.
Yeah, they should have lit it from the back or, man,
just moved it.
Weddings are like nice warm light. That was like, it was like warm, but it was super contrasty. It was just bad. It didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm not like a pro cinematographer, but that's just my piece.
But you're pro wedding shooter.
Yeah,
so
right.
this one here, you know, you could say
Fucking listen to
this
me
shot
next
here, bullshit.
I just looked at him going, how bad is the light? And it makes the shot look really, really busy. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my take.
I like it.
But yeah.
I like it. Declan.
Yeah, I found these two characters so obnoxious in this movie. They're so obnoxious. It's just they're just so cheesy, and it's just like this is the ultimate just put it on while you're cooking movie. Really, it's maybe a little bit better than the second one, but if it is, it's not for me. It's not by much. The first one is well and above.
Yeah, it is.
What comes after?
Oh my god, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Just like they try to do moments with Peter Kavinsky where he seems like a hero and all that, but he's kind of a dick at a lot of points in the movie too. Like the whole concept that
I thought that as well.
that he wants her to go to a university close to him because he's gotten in a lacrosse scholarship.
That was
But she realizes her future is better set if she goes
Way
to
better.
NYU.
Yeah.
And it's like, then he's like, you've picked to go as far away from me as possible. It's like, well,
They had
no,
to
you
pick
kind of,
something, yeah.
I know they did. They did, but it's like,
Yeah.
when you break it down, you have to break these things down.
Yeah.
That's what we do with this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would just say, "Oh, this was okay if you take out this and this." I just thought they were both just being idiots. to each
Quick
other,
question:
really.
what other if they, because that's like, you know,
This has
typical.
happened, yeah.
But what other conflict do you reckon they would?
No, the
would have
conflict's
made it better?
fine, but I reckon that it becomes weak because they don't double down on it. And even my girlfriend was watching it. She was like, "I hate these two characters now. I just absolutely can't stand them anymore." And I was like, they should have just. They should have. The last scene shouldn't have been them getting back together. It should have been them making peace with the fact that they don't know what the future holds, and they need to go and figure that out for themselves. You know, and that's life.
Yeah,
that's really what happens.
One of the biggest problems with this movie is the fantasy aspect.
Yeah,
because I mean, it has its place with people. That's no doubt about it. I know my girlfriend loved it.
Yeah,
like she cried several times and she had a ball with the film.
Yeah.
For me, I had the same reaction as you. I felt like this was cheesy. I was like,
it's very cheesy. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
lie
it's
about
super.
that.
Like it's just coded. Like
This is.
so.
I was gonna say it's like, you know, American Pie, Oz.
Yeah.
This is like his love, like a real, like a real softie.
It's like if he
okay.
wrote a rom-com.
Yeah.
If Ozstriker wrote a rom-com.
There was like, because this is a movie they didn't talk about sex at all till right at the end, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. Which they brought it up anyway, but yeah. But anyway,
But yeah, no, it's like it's that type of film, and I don't really, you know already the type of romance comedies I like are the ones where they don't end up together.
Yeah.
Or if they don't end up together, they do something and then come back. Even I would have been happy if they would have. Well, I'll tell you that my idea for an ending and where I thought it was going and where I would have liked it to go, which may seem simple, is they do go to college, but they end up at some point in time, in some way, seeing each other again, and even if they look at each other across the room and smile.
Yeah.
If they have the Batman ending, Batman Rises ending.
The big,
I'm fine with that.
The big sort of thesis statement she makes at the end of this movie, where she goes, heaps of couples do break up, but then she goes, but we're Lara and Peter.
Yeah.
I was like,
that doesn't
you
matter.
guys have had the most tumultuous relationship across 3 movies. It's been so rocky. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like the first one was like they were like living a lie. The second one, she broke up with him without even talking to him properly. And then in this one, he broke up with her without even talking to her properly. They're not solid. They're the worst couple ever.
is that how relationships go in America?
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they are the prime example of a relationship in America that's solid. I don't know.
Maybe
they are.
She's like, because we're Lara and Peter. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. You're not bloody Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet or anything, mate. What are you talking about?
I wonder how much has changed from the book.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think they would have strayed too far. I think
It was a
the
New
broad
York
They
strokes.
turned them out pretty
bestseller.
quickly. You'd have
Yeah.
to imagine that they've pretty
Cut
much
heaps.
gone verbatim from the book,
Yeah.
really.
Broad strokes.
Yeah. Should look that up. But
The best plot in it is the plot with the dad and the new stepmom. That's
Right.
the best part of the movie.
Actually, both of the last two films.
You're right when you say
Oh,
the family stuff. The family stuff is the best part.
Even Kitty is comical in it. Still,
she was good.
Still like her
Yeah.
in it. Even bringing the older sister in, she didn't have too much to do in it. But I mean,
No, but she makes the best points to
Yeah.
Lara Jade about her future, where she's like, you're so young. Like,
Yeah.
go and experience
the
things.
world.
yeah.
And then, Jen, the one that's
Talking
like
to a 17-year-old. Idiots. We're all idiots at that age.
I know.
I don't even know what I wanted to do at that age.
Yeah, well, I did, and I didn't end up. I got a few distances in, and then that was it. I was like, nah.
I was just twiddling my thumbs playing handball.
Wow.
playing handball.
Yeah.
Huge.
High school handball.
You're
That's
Peter
all it was.
Kavinsky, lacrosse
Yeah, I
ball.
was.
Handball, sorry.
Handball champion.
Scholarship Stanford.
What was it? Jeez, what was I going to say then? I've lost my train of thought now.
That's train of thought. Well, I pretty much told you what I think as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's better than the second one.
it is, but by
Marginally.
marginally. Like the movie is really
I hated the second one, eh?
the biggest problem with this one, man.
This one's
movie
long too.
dragged.
It's really
Yeah.
long.
There was
went-
like 5 acts in it or something.
Oh man, and you know what? They went too many places. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the places they went, all the things they did, all the locations. I'm like, I can't fucking remember anything.
You know what they should have done since I'm trying to make something better out of it?
Are we breaking down into the actual?
I think we should let's
jumping
just
in?
go straight into the review part of
Okay,
it.
cool.
Because
okay,
then we got little things that we can go through.
Yeah.
Opens on Saul. I only have just little notes. We can just go into conversation.
Yeah, do it, man. It's fun.
Opens on Saul, which is weird to see because of the
Corona.
Rona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was yet again.
Yeah, I wonder how
straight
they
up
got
to it. I was
access to
like, that was odd. They did it. They shot it in 2019,
Oh, right. Okay.
so they did it back
Lucky.
to back with
yeah, the
the other one.
Yeah.
Dad's with the neighbor still, which is fantastic. And the first note I have is, why the fuck is this movie so green?
Yeah.
It's
You got the
so
same.
green.
But you know what? It was nice to see New York rather than the blue and yellow from, where were they from? Portland? The Portland?
Portland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that ever revealed before, or is that the first time that we know that from this movie?
I don't know. Probably a name by the high school. Maybe it's a popular high school. Or something.
true.
But yeah, anyway. What's that? We're at 12:30 for.
Oh, so I know when to find the little pass to it.
Interestingly, though, Portland is actually like a really hip college town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big hipster photography community as
Yeah.
well. It's really nice.
But it's so like interesting that they're all wanting to go so far away from. I guess that's a thing in America.
Well, her
though,
friend
isn't it?
stayed there. She was more of the hippie.
That's right.
Well, I mean, like her going to New York makes sense. She wants to be like literature,
Yeah.
English lit.
Yeah.
She wants to write a book or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
so,
you know-
like every other young character. There's so many movies that do that though. Perks of Being a Wallflower does it as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, they
yeah.
smashed Pride and Prejudice in this at all time. It was like every 10 minutes there was a book there. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
That's true, they did.
Actually, because my girlfriend never read or watched it, so we watched Pride and Prejudice last night because she was like
I
curious.
still
Now.
haven't seen it, eh?
I don't know if you'd
I've
like it.
I've never seen it.
I don't know if you'd like it.
No.
Oh, you might. You like Little Women.
Yeah,
It's just that Pride and Prejudice is a bit the movie. Even watching it last night, it's so condensed. Like it's a much bigger book than Little Women.
Yeah.
And like the BBC miniseries is probably but you wouldn't like that because it's a bit dated now, and it's a '90s miniseries.
Oh, yeah, only 90 minutes.
Colin Firth, Mr. Darcy. That was his first big break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good story though. But
I'll end
it's,
up watching it,
It's
I'm sure.
harder to get your head around a lot of the stuff that's happening just because it doesn't really ease you into things. It just chucks you in
Yeah.
and expects you to pick up the etiquettes of the time and things
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like I mean, in its form, the only thing I can think of it similar to is like if they were doing Romeo and Juliet verbatim. As to what it is, like reading it out like that.
Yeah, but you would
you'd understand this one way easier.
Yeah, but you see
Yeah.
more in Pride and Prejudice the idea of like what was expected of women in that time period. Like in Little Women, you were like, I can't believe they were just expected to get married. Well, Pride and Prejudice is like
way worse.
they're expected to marry their cousins if they get offered. And
Oh,
stuff
really?
Like that. Yeah.
It's like the little breaking the fourth wall there.
Different times.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they do show the book a lot, but then they don't really reference a lot from it.
They don't like.
Weird
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in this where they do small little things like that all over the place.
Yeah.
And then they only have 2 or 3 big drops near the end that they come back with,
Yeah.
which actually makes sense. Which there were points in it when I was like, oh, okay, so that's what that was for. And I turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, that's from the first movie. And she's like, yeah. So the
box of stuff, yeah.
The box is where the letters were.
Kept everything,
yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have remembered that.
That scene was so awkward, man.
Yeah. We'll tackle that scene. We're coming to it. The locker and the locker and the bridge scene was quite nice.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
didn't mind that scene. It was kind of out of nowhere though, so it was very quick.
Yeah, but it was probably... I think this movie starts better than it ends.
Still though,
Really?
Yeah, it really does. Oh, it has. That's the
I was
same
enjoying
thing.
myself
The
in the
ending, the end slithers not too bad,
It's alright, yeah.
but definitely from like when she gets back from Seoul and finds out. Well, she's in Seoul when she finds out. Is she? No, she's back home when she finds out.
That she's not getting into college.
Yeah, it's confusing.
She's back home. She's back home. Yeah.
So
She has a
from
dream that she gets
right.
in
Yeah.
Seoul.
Yeah.
and then that shows like her path, what she wants.
I was
her
actually
path
feeling
to be.
nervous when they were going to show the scores. Did you feel nervous?
A little bit, yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
I just had a very strong inkling that she wasn't going to get in because
Yeah.
I was like, if she gets in, everything.
I saw the trailer. I knew she wasn't getting in.
But then I was like,
That's
actually, it might be kind of interesting she did get in, but then she figured out because you knew that New York was going to be thin because it was getting hammered so much. I was like, if she got in and then she actually realised that she wanted to go to New York and then made the conscious choice to not go to the same honours team, that would have been super interesting.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it like really crazy and ironic? Well, it's crazy how they decided to go to New York with the whole school at that point in time,
And also-
when they kept talking about New York.
And also-
like, that's
here's something that I want to point out from the New York trip. Sorry for jumping ahead,
Yeah.
but I found this
Is it
really strange.
The sofa.
No.
Well,
that was
weird
also
too.
weird.
Yeah.
But when there was the big deal about like, these are the groups that you're being split up into, and then her and Peter couldn't be together, and they're like, no, you have to stay with your groups. Well, that didn't happen because they all just hung out with their best friends
Yeah.
for the day anyway. I didn't understand.
They went and ran around the city.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was no structure to the day. They just did whatever they wanted. I didn't understand that.
17-year-olds
What? And
just allowed to fucking go.
And
What
why
about
couldn't she
this-
have just been with Peter? They just did that to manufacture like space between them. It was really weird.
Get me, correct me if I'm wrong, but are these trips to show what type of universities there are, or what's?
I don't know.
Because why was Pete there? If he was
No, this was just
Was it?
It was just a
standard
trip.
It was for something.
school trip.
Was it? But was it for some? I don't even know what it was for.
Because
there was
Well,
no, it was
um,
just a school trip.
That was just it.
Yeah,
School
'cause they weren't
trip.
even
See,
going-
that's what I'm saying.
Because going to the university, they just ended up there by accident. Remember? They
yeah,
were
they were
along,
walking
and
to it. And
she's
she
like-
goes, "Oh, this is the university."
And she goes, yeah, NYU's all around the city, didn't you know? And she's like, oh, and it's like,
If the point of the school trip was to just go to New York, it's the most dangerous type of just go off
well,
and
that's-
run around the city.
but that's what I'm saying. I think the trip actually was meant to have a purpose because that whole splitting up
it's
into
Right.
groups thing.
schools, yeah.
So there was actually a
but
location. they
I
had
think
to
it
go
was like
to.
an excursion, and they were like split up into groups. But then they just got either lazy with it or something, and just
Wow.
did
Ran off.
montages of
Yeah.
them running around.
So bad. But
Yeah, because they really were just everywhere.
Because Peter just hangs out with
taking
his best
photos.
mate, the Netflix go-to actor for teenage
Oh, yeah.
stories.
the Asian Oz striker. Yeah. What's the guy with her cut? There's no cousin. Jen. Is it Jen?
Yeah.
Jen, yeah.
I thought they made up in the second movie.
They did, and they were friends. But
They were friends in it.
I was actually going to make a point about this too. Jen, she
She's a
seems
bitch.
all right. She seems all right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she just
Her
palmed off.
friend is the bitch.
The one, yeah.
Which one?
the one with like
the hippie one.
Yeah. The one that's sitting with her eating ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Jen
Oh.
was just like enthusiastic about leaving where she
That's her
grew up
cousin.
because she's like, yeah. And then, but like, if you look back at the movie, she was a bitch in the first movie, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, because she'd just been broken up with, like, she'd just broken up with Peter.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
movie, she was actually really not actually doing anything wrong. She was
Yeah.
just sad, and
Yeah.
everyone else was being mean to her. In this movie, she was just keen to go to uni, and everyone they were just shitting on her.
So
Yeah, but what
I
a-
felt
but-
bad for Jen.
Yeah, but what
Jen?
annoyed-
I'm Team Jen.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I actually agree with you. But what annoyed me with
one tick for Team Jen then.
what annoyed me with her, well, it's actually not her. It's Lara Jean. I thought they were friends. They made up in the second.
Yeah,
They
but they
are.
were friendly in this movie.
They were
Her and
friendly all the
Lara
way through
Jean.
it.
It was the cousin that was talking about her
It was
meanly.
awkward. Because you know when she goes, "Oh, I'm thinking about going to NYU,"
Yeah.
and then it was just awkward silence. And she goes, "Well, let me know if you."
That was
No,
a friendly
that's
thing.
but that's because
I thought it was like
that's because she was like, oh really? But then Lara's like, oh yeah, but I don't, because Lara was being weird about it, and she was like, I think Jen was genuinely like, let me know if you do go, because that would be cool if we could go together.
Go together,
That's what
yeah.
she was saying.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
we must have read it differently.
Yeah, that's how I got it as well. It was more just like, And it was also this. At least she made her point. There's points in this movie where I like that the characters do make their points about things. So they do go. I do like that Lara Jean does say to Peter at some point in time, even though it takes her way too long to say, I'm going to Stanford, and then say that she wants to go, that she's not going, and then
she tells him that she is.
She the elongation of that. He takes her out to dinner, sets the car up, does the boombox scene from Say Anything. I mean, Jesus Christ, and she lets it all happen until she tells him. I'm like, that is bad. Yeah, like that's just like a bad, like not nice to do.
It's it's strange.
But I do like that later on when she does say like things like, I want to go to New York. She goes, I don't know what I want. For a moment she says, I don't know what I want. And I like that she acknowledges that because Jen says, she said it to Jen as well. She goes, I don't know what I want. Yeah. And then Jen goes, oh, I get it.
Yeah, because she's in a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You start thinking of the other person and it goes vice versa.
And she does, but like,
and that's what Jen's got a straight mind. Bang, I'm going there because I've got no one.
Yeah, well, because she, in the last movie, her parents split up and everything, so she probably wants to get away
Yeah,
from
that as well.
Like get away from that and get away from, obviously, people kind of turned on her in high school in that first movie, I think, don't they?
Yeah, full blown.
They find out she put out the video and everything, so which was wrong.
Yeah.
So I wasn't Team Jen back then, but Team Jen has had a big redemption.
We're jumping ship left, right, and centre here.
No, I feel like Jen has grown. I feel like she has the most growth out of all the characters.
I just want to know where Josh is right now. Where's Josh?
He went overseas, didn't he?
Did he?
At the end of the first movie, or did he just went off to college or something? Because he was older than Lara Jean, I believe.
Which one's Josh again?
No, he was the same age, I think, as Lara Jean.
I thought he was older.
No, I think he was the same age.
Because he was dating her sister.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They were still the same age.
Who's Josh?
He was punching.
He was the
Okay, I say this every episode.
He was the one from the first movie that there was him versus Peter for Lara Jean's
you got
heart.
a picture of this guy? I can't remember.
Oh man,
Reece was very Team Josh. He looks exactly like Peter. They look so similar. They're both just white dudes with slick back hair.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have to say though, I reckon Peter Kavinsky doesn't look as good in the next two movies as he did in the first one. I reckon he looked way better in the first movie. Yeah,
I like him. He just, every time I see him, I smile. It's like when I see Mark Ruffalo. It's just like he's got this charisma about him. I'm keen to see where he goes from this.
He looks so wimpy. But he looks the same.
Oh, that's Rami Malek.
He looks similar.
No, it's not.
It's Rami Malek.
Not Rami Malek.
No, it's...
What? It does. Looks like him heaps.
There you go. Oh. That's Team Josh. You got to put up a photo on this part. Let the people know.
I'm not going to put a photo up.
Well, fuck you. Moving on.
Wow.
It says here, knowing English is bringing people together again. The scene where the sister talks to like, is it Day?
Yeah, Day.
The boyfriend?
Yeah.
And she goes, says that moment, she goes, I know English too. And he goes, yes, you know English too. And I'm like, and then she walks away like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
From knowing English with this kid. I was like, what?
Man, she's like 13 or something.
It's still though. It was like, for me, it was like super weird.
Nah, it's fine.
I literally laughed.
Have you got to mention any of the Harry Potter stuff?
Sorry?
And the
Harry Potter stuff?
Yeah, do you remember?
Someone has to take shit?
No, the Harry Potter. She
said,
she's devastated when he hasn't read Harry Potter.
So she has to watch baseball and he has to watch and read Harry Potter.
Yeah. She goes, that's not a good trade-off. Yeah. Something like that. I'm like, that's a perfect trade-off. It's fine. It's probably the same amount of time to watch a baseball game.
Baseball games go for a whole day or something.
Yeah, for so long.
No, they're nowhere near as long as cricket. Because baseball has like has an end point all the time. It's designed so that it turns over faster than cricket.
Compared to a test,
I went to watch them when I was over there.
Yeah,
and it's actually it actually moves really quickly.
Okay, is it good to watch?
Yeah, because the way that it's heaps fun to watch because the way the rules are designed is when you're pitching that in cricket someone can just bowl all day and it can just nothing can happen from that bowl. Like the batsman can just guard it all day.
Yeah.
In baseball, it has to be a certain outcome has to come from that. So if it lands in the batter's striking zone, like if the ball goes through there,
bunt it
that's strike one.
That's strike. And if you get 3 strikes, you're out in a classic. But also if you can get the foul, it's called foul ball or something like that, where it's like if it's not in the strike zone and they leave it,
Yeah.
if you get 4 of those, they can walk to first base. So
Right.
there's always something
it's
pushing the
forcing
game
it.
forward.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Yeah.
It's a better system.
Yeah.
Way better
Well, that's
system.
what they made the 2020s.
Well, no, I do like Test cricket. Though. There's always a special place for Test cricket. It's very tactical. It's not for everyone, I'll admit that, but it's like it's a very tactical game.
Back in the old days when Booney and that was around, it's the best. Man. You see fat people. You just see fat people playing, and they're fit as man.
Yeah.
And they're great cricketers. Anyway.
How do we end up back at cricket? Like, we've done this twice, I
baseball.
think.
And then we went to...
Because we're Australians, mate.
Oh, mate.
That's right.
Oh, gee.
Got to stick up for Australia. Got to watch out for the kangaroos running around too.
Oh, my God. Drop bears.
Can you put your koala away over there?
Drop bears.
Drop bears.
Got to be careful. I'll take you out. Yeah, again, someone absolutely fucked the grade. Car goes away and he proposes.
He just brushed over that real quick.
Yeah. Well, I say it about 3 or 4 times. It bugged me to no end, man.
It was bad, man.
I kept watching it, and the rimming around the face was green.
Yeah, it's bad.
The car goes away and he proposes. That was the father up in the neighbour's house.
That was probably one of the better scenes.
That was maybe one of the best scenes in it as well.
That's good. Although he waited a long time for that to happen. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You know, I don't know if you're going to mention that because I mentioned the car.
Yeah.
It wasn't the prom night. It was a night before. Oh, was it prom night? It was prom night. She goes, come in, and he goes, oh, we're going to go past curfew. And she goes, oh, doesn't matter. Blah,
prom
blah, blah.
night, yeah.
He leaves his car at the front of the house.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
If you're going to sneak into your girlfriend's house, you park the car around the corner.
I mean, we don't
Then
really
you
see
walk
where he
in and
parks
sneak
it,
in.
but yeah, that's
But,
true.
yeah,
That's
anyway.
true.
Thought about this one.
Mate, I'm a conniving fool. I know.
Wow.
But it's true. If you're going to hire...
I get it.
Yeah.
No, I agree
We're
with
not
you.
arguing with you.
Yeah.
He just is used to us arguing.
If I say something,
We were just like-
and you have to argue it.
Right then we were just like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, no, but you don't understand? Hey,
Mate.
Daniel, we agree with you. No, you don't.
No, you don't. This is wrong.
What movie is that in? I'm sure there's a movie that's in.
I don't know either.
Okay. Anyway. Let's move forward.
Yeah. So moving on, Dan. I still like the little moments, and this is from all 3 movies. I like to consider. What?
I just read your brisket.
They mention it.
Yeah, they do mention it. They do mention brisket.
I was like,
I wrote my thing too.
I went brisket. My thing says brisket. Fucking brisket.
Yeah.
I was like-
This movie is like this movie really checks off like
On everything.
we said,
all the Dan things.
like how
Jam-
it just like throws like Pride and Prejudice and Romeo and Juliet and it
Jam
just throws off
jars,
like
little
really
things.
broad stroke like popular things
Yeah.
that are kind of cool, like
More fairy lights. More.
mention brisket, mention Mason Jones. Yeah, Lara Jean just has fairy lights weaved around the headboard of her bed as well.
Yeah,
Like,
Harry Potter. What else is in there? That's supposed to mention like PS5 or something.
well, just
Jumping
and
ahead.
just generally like
Or Donald Trump.
the New York party with the band playing and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
like,
that.
it's
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so broad
That
stroke.
was so
cool, like-
standard, like the standard
and even
new age
even
hipster.
him being like, "Hey, I put a song on your Spotify. It's What's the
Oasis.
Story, Morning
Yeah,
Glory."
yeah.
I was like, "Come on, mate."
That was a good
I
song.
do love that album.
Yeah, it's a great album. I said I love the moments. I still love the moments from all 3 movies where she is by herself and has the conversations with
Yeah, it's cool.
the boyfriend and people like that.
That's the
Which
only thing that sets itself different from other movies.
completely different. I would have happily watched Lara Jean descend into madness as she converses with all the different boyfriends for 3 movies straight.
And then Jared Leto's Joker comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wow.
there's your twist.
Yeah.
Lara Jean.
Is Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
Harley
yeah. There you go. Credits. Standard. Yeah, brisket, fucking brisket. Transit shoes.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a weird extra little thing. I understand why they did it.
It was fun,
It was just
but it was
What was that?
she had the shoes.
And it's-
she goes, I'll use this.
Her friend said, "Don't wear it."
yeah.
And then they're on the train.
Yeah.
But it's
she's
not
like-
transit. It's just people in New York wear sneakers.
Yeah,
That's
walking
just the
there.
thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
don't know why they were
thought.
called transit shoes.
Because they take them off and then they put other shoes on when
I
they
feel
get
like they
there.
just keep wearing them.
And that's what I would think.
Yeah, like some of them
Because
do it in Sydney
New York's
too.
trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sneakers with other
Or
shit in New
they
York.
Walk, yeah, they walk to work and then they change it when they get to work.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Still the greenest movie ever. New York trains
Did you see-
are not that clean.
Oh, did you see the Green Lantern in there?
That's the whole movie was lit by him, bro.
He's very
New York's trains are not that clean.
I don't
They're in
remember
there.
I don't remember the trains being dirty.
Yeah, I was there. Well, have you been in New York?
No.
Therefore, your statement is invalid, my friend.
Well, I just wouldn't think that
There's
New York
people-
trains would
they're-
look
they're
that
fine.
clean.
They're pretty
Yeah.
well kept.
Although
That clean?
the station I
They
went
look
to, there was a guy
pristine.
pissing behind the pillar.
Yeah,
It was
the
heaps
station
weird,
the
man.
stations aren't
It was
clean.
so scary.
The trains are pretty well kept.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're good, yeah.
I'm super surprised. I was looking at it and they brought the chair, like the couch in.
Yeah, that
which
was
is
weird.
Yeah,
Stupid.
you'd never be able to do that.
Unless it's
Yeah.
late night. Yeah, but still,
even
who's
late
going to put
night.
a freaking that? Is someone will stop it from going in, like the conductor or whatever.
Like,
Yeah, how'd you get it
I don't
through?
remember being on the train and thinking this is so fucking dirty.
No,
You know what I mean?
It's just like our trains.
yeah, wouldn't be any different to that.
normal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was in the train on trains in New York.
Because I don't
Were
know,
you
the
in,
first
were
thing
you
that
in
I-
New York? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a friend. I had a friend take us around. This is an interesting story.
Yeah.
We were. It's a while ago now, maybe 10 years ago, but I think we were around Brooklyn. So people can probably correct me. I don't know what station it was. And he works in New York, right? So we met him in a Kentucky trip in Italy. And then he said, "Oh, where are you going next?" I said, "Oh, New York." He goes, "Oh, I'll be there. I'll show you around." Awesome. So he took us all these cool places. Anyway, so he took us to showing us around, and it was probably like maybe 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and we were in this like subway,
Yeah.
and there was just nobody there, no trains coming, and I'm thinking, "Oh, what's going on here, man?" And he's just, I think his name's Mike at the time, can't remember. I've lost touch of him, but anyway, we were sitting there. It was me, Joe. He was there pacing around. He goes, "Oh, give me 2 seconds, and I'll find out what's going on," because there was no train coming, right? Next to us in the next seat, so probably like maybe 5 meters, there was a homeless man, a black dude. He was full on just drunk, like pissed. Did they say pissed in America? Just
No.
Doesn't
drunk.
matter. It makes sense.
He was there. Yeah,
He's
he was
drunk.
he was just swaying and he was just talking, and we're just trying not to keep eye contact with him. Next minute, man, he just walks up to the pillar like where that fan is. There, it's probably 2 meters away.
Yeah.
Pulls his pants down, just takes a piss, and then Michael comes down, and he goes, "Oh fuck, man!" He goes, "Sorry, I stuffed up." He goes, "We shouldn't be here," and he took us out. And yeah, he was freaking, man.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just scared of the location.
Honest truth. Yeah, I don't know what I should have asked him what the meaning was behind that, but yeah, he just said, yeah. I gathered that where we were, we shouldn't have been at that time of night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Then we came out and I saw the Brooklyn Bridge, like that famous area where you to the bottom and you see it in the background.
Yeah.
The streets. Yeah, it was around there somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah, right.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool experience. I like.
Yeah.
The subway is very convenient.
Yeah, and it was clean. Like I didn't see rubbish anywhere.
That's
It
crazy,
was fine.
yeah.
Just that drunk guy. That's all I remember.
I don't
it was
know.
funny to watch. but yeah.
I've never been. So I was going off my initial reaction to seeing what I thought was the cleanest subway train
Yeah.
I've
It's
ever
probably
seen.
it probably is a bit cleaner than what it is in real
Yeah,
life, but it's not. They're not like
It's not like they're not like it's like a fucking grime fest.
they're not fucked up, dude. Like everyone's sitting down. Like you get on a train, it's packed.
They get in there.
Like
they
you
sit,
can
they go.
if you're there
The same as here.
during the day. Like when I was getting on and off them, they're all packed.
Yeah.
They come every 5 minutes, and it's like people are sitting down. There's really no room to even make them dirty because
Yeah.
there's so many people. On
Yeah.
them.
It's even when I was walking
Seinfeld
around,
subway scene.
yeah, even when I was
and
walking around the
that's
city,
pretty realistic
Yeah.
to what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I was walking around
Need
the
to
city, I
breathe.
didn't see any rubbish or anything. It was pretty clean.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was friendly. It was good.
It's good.
I actually enjoyed New York. It was nice. It's
That's a
crazy.
good city.
Yeah. Any time of the night, man, you just go, "Oh, I'm hungry." Just go, "All right, do you want Cuban?" Yeah, all right. So let's go get Cuban.
A single
want a slice
was it
of pizza?
Single slice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
2 slices fill me up. Those are massive
Yeah.
slices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting city. Yeah, you should go check it out.
Not right now. I
No,
think
no, not
maybe
now. No,
maybe
yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
give it some time.
But if you want to study English lit,
yeah. NYU is a place to be.
And if you want to find a new Our Song,
yeah, God.
Yeah.
the place.
I
Yeah,
would've-
God.
I would have found it more interesting if at the end she did, because she was so anti Oasis being their album, and then she listened to it and got all that inspiration. I was like, would it have been better if Don't Look Back in Anger ended up being their song? And she
Yeah.
actually was like, oh, Peter was right. But instead they actually went with that one that was just like, you're my beginning, my middle and end, which is just like the most
cheesy.
What?
What?
Well, the whole movie, the whole movie is hitting the heartstring notes. It's trying to, and that's just, it's too basic.
Because they're Peter and Lara G, man.
2D transitions were really cool. I like how it did open on the 2D cafe, like the whole the cafe that
In Seoul.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
That's-
kind of cool.
Was that real?
That's
that
real.
cafe?
How
Yeah, right.
cool would that be? That'd be like
Yeah.
a massive.
That-
Like,
But
I was
they're
like, I
quite
found
common
it was
now.
so jarring compared to everything else that I found. I was like,
It
what's
was,
happening?
yeah,
That
yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
quite common now.
They
I think there's one in Sydney.
They must have just shot that and go, okay, we're going to continue this theme for transitions throughout the whole movie.
Which is the only thing that's
100%
odd.
what happened.
The only thing that's odd is that each one of these movies do something different, but they never really feel relevant. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the flowers going onto the wall transition in the bedroom
Oh,
in
yeah.
the second film.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this? Like, it's a cool transition.
When she sings along to the song to the camera in
Yeah.
the second film.
Yeah, that was far out.
But all of this is like,
How bad was that?
all of these transitions, they have no real meaning or anything.
No, they don't.
Like, there's no it's just like cool transition.
Yeah.
There's another cool transition.
Yeah.
But you're like, is there something behind this? And there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. By this point in time, I said, how are we only 53 minutes into the movie?
I pretty much had exactly. I remember I was watching on my laptop, and I moved the mouse to see how much time was left. And it still said I had an hour, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because at that point, I was like, "I know the conflict. I know. I can't believe I have to watch this unfold in like slow motion now."
I'm going to be honest. I didn't look at the time once.
Oh my God, man.
This was
I
20
was
minutes
relaxed.
longer than the second movie, right? The second movie was only an hour 40, I think,
the second movie felt long too.
but it wasn't as long as this one.
I don't think it was as long as this one.
Oh, you know
No
why I think
way.
I enjoyed it a bit more? Because we went out for pizza
Yeah,
at my favourite place. Right.
8 minutes longer, this movie.
yeah, I thought so.
But only 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay.
It felt like 15 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know when you eat heaps
Sorry.
and you just feel like a beached whale?
Yeah.
I was just so relaxed and I was just watching it. I think that's why I enjoyed it more. 'Cause
You're
I was
in,
just,
you're
it
in
was
the
just
Zen
like,
mode?
yeah. Do you get that feeling where you're just like, oh, I just couldn't be fucked doing anything?
Yeah.
And just laying down, put something on and watch
They're
it.
the best ones.
Yeah,
They're
it's
the
good.
best ones.
I think for me though, I do still get frustrated when movies like don't really hit the mark for me with something like this when they did well in the first one, because it's like I rather than this, I'll just any day just put on one of the good sitcoms and watch
Yeah.
those instead, because I
Oh,
know that
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
get better quality
Yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah. That's why I go through the office all the time.
Yeah, that's like Jim and Pam in The Office
Yeah.
is a better romance than
Oh,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
90% of romantic comedies out
Yeah.
there.
That's a really
He's
good
good,
romance. Yeah.
Such a great show.
Yeah, it does kind of taint. But see, I don't mind the first movie, as we said.
I like the first movie is good.
Yeah.
I would say the first movie is like probably one of the better teen
That shocked us
rom-com
all.
flicks.
But
Like
for some reason, I wouldn't watch the first movie really again now that second and third are out.
no, they've tainted it.
Yeah. Like, it does feel like there's like, because it feels like, there's another 2 movies to this story. And their story ends up like this. And it's kind of meh.
And it's like, yeah,
you know?
well, like it tells, but it's more, it's fun and quirky in the first one with the whole idea of those letters getting out. And
Yeah.
then they drag it out in the second one with John Ambrose's character coming in from the same.
Yeah, that was so
to
bad, man.
Sort of create the same conflict that we had in the first one. And then this one is like, it doesn't even really have any relevance to the whole style of what the first movie was at all, which is like,
No.
if they're going to do it, you want to see them move away, but then you kind of just like, what makes this better than any other just generic rom-com out there? You
No.
know? Like,
Yeah.
There's so many others I'd rather watch.
But this is the thing, like, I probably won't watch this again, but I think it's worth more than a 6.
Really?
I think that it does. What I will say about it is, as much as I was frustrated by the sort of backing away of the bolder ending, in my opinion, which would have been they do go their separate ways and make peace. And like you said, Reece, same sort of concept, but like even if they had just said, we've got to go do our thing and figure out what life has in store for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see each other again. Maybe our paths will cross.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
That's, to me, more interesting and more realistic, because that happens all the time. Like,
Yeah, it does.
people go to
It
different
does.
unis. People go to, couples in high school go to the same uni, and realize, oh shit,
Not
like
good.
I'm turning into this different person, or like I'm growing in a different way. You know, like I've been hearing about. I've been hearing a story about like a young couple now, and one of them is like the dude's like a surfer dude that just wants to get up early in the morning and surf at his local beach and nap in the arvo, which is fine. That's a perfectly nice way to live. But she's got like wants to do all these other things. It's not lining up for him anymore. So like,
is that your girlfriend's friend or something?
no,
Well,
it's not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is.
I want to know.
And
Well, not here.
I know. I'm trying to see if I can get him into trouble. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's literally
That's life.
What happens in
These
life.
things
And
happen.
to be honest with you, her saying with Peter and Lara, their goals are not going to line up.
No way.
Because I mean, even just from the fact that he's on a lacrosse scholarship,
I want to see 6 months from now where they're just like, this is over.
Is
the phone, man.
But is lacrosse like a lucrative thing to get
don't
into in
know.
American sport?
Yeah,
I don't know.
know.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess probably most sports in America probably do not too badly.
Because I can see Peter Kavinsky just ending up as a local car dealer back in Portland, and then Lara Jean just being a teacher
Teacher
or something.
And
like
ending up like, what's his name from Karate Kid, man?
that. Danny or
Danny
whatever.
Russo, yeah. Selling cars.
Yeah.
That'd be Peter Kavinsky. I can see that. That's the future I see for Peter.
He's a better actor than Ralph Macchio, that's for sure.
I don't know, man.
He can't act, man.
Ralph
Sorry.
Macchio's fun. I like Ralph
But
Macchio.
he's for me, he's just pure nostalgia.
I'll take that
what he
nostalgia and I'll run with it.
Well,
Run with it.
yeah.
Anyway.
But speaking of relationships, when with all my wedding couples, I always say before the wedding day, like a month before,
this isn't going to last.
No.
Straight up to their face.
I say, how'd you meet? And usually I get like a good 2 or 3 paragraphs. And and all this, like, it's none of this stuff. Like, obviously, do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I always get different stories, or it's like,
Yeah.
or sometimes
Yeah, it's nothing like this.
They were, together in high school, and they've broke up, and then there was 7 years have passed, and they
Yeah.
saw each other in a club, and bang, back on again.
I think you do.
Because they developed.
I think you do have to develop, man. I don't think that, like...
It's true.
I think it's almost unrealistic to expect that you get the person that you're with when you're like 17, 18. I mean, I'm
That
sure
you're
it does
gonna be the
happen, and
same,
people
yeah.
will probably
Yeah, it
be
does
like, you're
happen,
proven
yeah.
wrong. But
Yeah.
I think more realistically, I think for yourself as a person, you should try and like at least live the first part of your 20s exploring and figuring out what you want for life, because you never get that back. And like,
it depends who you are, of course. But I'd say, I agree, most people need that just to
One of my mates
know
is
who you are, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, they were high school sweethearts and they're married. But yeah.
But if you, I mean,
but
if
that's
your
the
goals
type of
completely
people.
align with that person, and you do go
it
exploring
works.
together,
Yeah.
then it does work,
Yeah.
indeed. But like quite often, you don't line up perfectly. Like
And you
that.
change over time.
I have a
I'm
friend
lucky
now.
I'm married 17 years this year.
I have a friend now,
hectic.
acquaintance from high school, I'd say, because I haven't seen him in years. He has 2 kids. He's married. He's starting his own business. And, I would have never have seen him as that type of person when I was in high school. But all it took was a year outside of high school, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, he's not the person we even knew he was then.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, completely different human being I would have never have thought of existed in there.
But like you and Joanne got married quite young, but you did a
23.
bunch of stuff before you had a kid together.
Oh, I played the game.
Like,
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean you together with Joanne, you went overseas and everything. That's what I mean.
Overseas and-
yeah.
yeah. Oh no, I think even see other people. That's heaps important as well.
Yeah.
I think that to me, I think that's very important.
Yeah.
We did Europe and everything. So
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about those, like the idea of just like they're going to be a part anyway in this movie. To me, you may as well just freaking figure other shit out.
yeah.
Well, that's
Really?
why I think if they really, I like the idea of the set the bird free, and if it really,
If the
if
connection's
everything's
strong
there,
enough,
it'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the idea of at least something where, if you want to keep that track record of, it has to have the happy ending, find a way to bring them together after college.
But even like a movie like, Her has that moment when Joaquin Phoenix's character sends the email to his ex-wife. That that is a happy ending, even though it's about a bittersweet thing.
Yeah.
But that's like making peace. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have just made peace with each other.
Yeah.
Or
That
perfect
as well.
opportunity. This whole series started with her sending letters. Why couldn't she have sent a
Sent
bittersweet
letters.
letter to
Yeah.
Peter about like
He sent one
what
to
he
her.
means to her? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But anyway,
I completely agree. I think that, they went out on what could be one of the most romantic ways to do everything, honestly. I do like the whole, the new contract, which is what we got to by the end of it.
I enjoyed it.
And,
I know.
movie.
I guess for me,
It's
like
not
I said,
real.
I just don't really buy that their relation. I just never really bought
Yeah.
into their relationship.
This is
not after the second movie.
it's been so tumultuous.
Yeah. This is like this is a popcorn movie, man. It's not like a
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know,
You know
but
what I
like,
mean? Yeah. It's aimed at kids.
I don't. Yeah,
I know
Look, I
its
get it,
place.
but I don't understand why they couldn't have
Yeah, a bit more meat into
gone
it.
a bit more for the swung for the fences kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Well, this is why, the movies, as I've said, the movies I enjoy on this type of front are things like 500 Days of Summer, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That one with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston, where the breakup. Yeah,
haven't seen
I
that.
like those ones because it's either they grow, like they either grow and leave, or they grow and then find each other.
Well, the breakup has an ending like the moment that you said, where
Yeah.
they cross each other's paths
Once
again,
again,
and
yeah.
just give each other a look, and then
Yeah,
it
and
cuts
they
to
go-
black. Like
Yeah.
you don't know.
Oh, this
Yeah.
this is a handbrake. Did you think there's a movie called Molly and Me?
Marley and me
Marley
Molly and me,
about the
I
dog.
thought that-
Molly and me.
Molly, yeah.
They just got clubbing the whole movie.
Wow. I always
I
thought-
can't connect with Peter.
I
Is it
didn't- no.
Molly or
Marley and Me. I thought that was going to be like a romantic comedy thing.
Oh my god!
Because I didn't see any trailers and I watched
poor
it. I
bastard.
fucking bawled my heart out at the end.
that's the saddest
So
movie.
sad.
It's the saddest
Saddest
movie
movie
in
of all time.
history.
Oh,
It's like that and Schindler's List.
The dog and the Holocaust.
Yeah.
The two
Yeah,
things
man.
that get
The
you.
Holocaust is obviously episode.
yeah, But yeah, that was like a holy shit.
Oh man, I watched Marley and Me. Never watched it again.
Yeah, can't.
Never watched it again. I have friends
Yeah.
that are like, I fucking love Marley and Me. I'm like, mate, never.
Yeah.
Marley and Me is up there with I Am Legend. I will not watch I Am Legend again.
Oh, because the end of the dog.
Don't do that to the dog. That's it. It's all it takes for me.
I think they're completely different movies, but anyway.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It has a dying animal. No, will not take it.
And,
Same as when Jaws kills a dog as well. That's
Yeah,
off
it's
screen,
fucked up
off
as
camera.
well. Don't like it.
Where's
Don't
the
like
dog
it.
stops barking? Where's he gone?
Doggy had
Just finishing up on one extra little bit here. We finally get some of Peter's side of things because we never really know anything much about him bar my family split up. And that was in the last movie?
We ever know that his dad abandoned him?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I didn't
His
know.
dad also doesn't look anything like
No, he
Nothing
doesn't, yeah.
like
He looks a
him.
bit like
What does his mum look like?
Better Call Saul. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Looks a bit
I know
like him.
that actor. Yeah.
What, the
I wonder if he's related.
Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah, it looks a bit like him.
Yeah,
a little
right.
bit, yeah.
This guy here.
No, another handbrake fact, just because we mentioned it before. You know, Bob Odenkirk was nearly going to be the boss in The Office. It's going to be Steve Carell's character.
Yeah, and he was
Oh,
gonna,
really?
And I think he was. Oh, was he gonna be Kramer?
close.
That makes
Not
sense.
Kramer, but yeah, I heard that.
Just missed out. But luckily, because he's awesome in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So.
Have you heard the Office podcast? Kevin hosts it. It's
No,
really good, man.
I've been listening to the Office Ladies one with Jenna Fisher and
They're good.
Angela.
I've seen
They're really
that
good.
one.
Oh,
That was
this
really
is
good.
the Office, as in the actual Office.
This is
Like how it got made.
this is
Oh, no, I
this
haven't
is
seen that.
this is Jenna Fisher who plays Pam,
Yeah.
and the chick that played Angela.
Yeah.
They're doing a full rewatch of the whole series and talking
Oh.
about every episode and interviewing actors from it and stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
that. It's really
Because
cool.
Kevin did one. It's how they met, like how it first started with the producer, and then they brought the idea over to what's his name, the comedian in
Steve
Europe.
Carell?
No. In Europe,
Ricky Gervais.
yeah, they
Ricky
went over to
Gervais.
him, and they said, "Oh, you got to listen. It's heaps good.
Mm.
It's basically how it first started."
Well, it wasn't as good when they did the first season. They just copied the British one, like beat for beat.
Yeah, but they said after that, they said something like, "You can continue doing the show as long as it's not the same." Or something.
Yeah,
I can't really-
I know.
Yeah,
That's
the only way to work.
that's when the show started working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it worked out well for him.
Because the British one is also really good because it's only 2 seasons and 2 specials. It's actually a really tight little story to watch. Like,
But it's so dark and gloomy, man.
It is.
I love it though. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite TV shows of all time.
I like the American one better because I like this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Honestly.
I'm a big fan of the British one.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad, but yeah.
It's amazing.
Look at Declan's eyes.
He's going, don't be a fucking idiot. And you're going, I'm not.
Oh, what's the Muppet in Jigsaw?
The Jigsaw. The name of Muppet is Jigsaw.
Oh, Jigsaw, yeah.
Isn't
that
it?
was like you're just like a mannequin.
Is that what it is?
And your eyes are it's just like little balls, and you're going,
Wow. Want to play a game?
well, yeah.
No, I just noticed then, the father in this, Peter's father, is the father in The Haunting of Hill House. Exactly the same guy.
Yeah, it is too.
But he's got like Haunting of Hill House, he has those terrible fucking contacts in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it. Yeah, no, that scene where he comes back and sees his father and talks to his father, I did not like that at all.
In the diner or in
the diner? Yeah,
it was
I did not like that because I have personal things on that front.
That'll hit you.
Yeah, and I was like, mine is very different, but I was like, if you're away for that long, nah. Like most people, I can attest to it. I would be like, nah, I probably have other people in my life that are more important. So that's just me anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was.
You didn't like the idea of the dad being the one to give him the profound thing that would turn him
No,
around.
not at all. Yeah.
No,
As well as
it was weird.
His redemption with his father is just, I don't know. Things like that do happen. There's no doubt. But I don't think it's as common as what people want it to be or think it is.
No, and it would be weird it is weird the dad trying to give him a lecture on that sort of thing when he's been absent for the guy's whole life, or nearly 20 years basically.
Like, just because you're coming up with your own epiphany now doesn't make that, that your actions before doesn't it's just not the same. But that was just me.
I'm just being devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're the dad and you're fucked up and you're a cockhead.
Yeah.
You'd still want to try and make peace.
You'd want it.
Of course he does, but I think...
But you can't expect it.
Yeah, that's right.
Is the difference.
And in the movie, it was just...
You can't expect it. It's also tied up in such a neat little bow. Like, you can imagine it happening, but it probably wouldn't happen so quickly.
I'm just speaking in real life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Just throwing microphones all over the place.
It's on fire.
Oh, my Lord. Well, I'd ask you to give me the facts, but we literally have no facts, which makes me sad.
Pull the facts out of that mason jar, mate.
The mason jar has smashed
Best line of the whole trilogy, that. I fucking pissed myself.
Nah, the brisket one.
When she goes, Mason Jars is not a Mumford & Sons concert. That was awesome. That was so good.
There was some quirky little lines in it all the way through it.
I know that was, but
That
for me, that was the only one that actually made me cackle.
That hit you.
Oh, I laughed when I had the brisket and go.
Just
I know, I did as well.
That's funny because Mason Jars were like so popular when I was doing Weddings with You.
It still is.
But now they've got to be in that realm now where it's like you know with weddings, and this happens across all things, but I can tie it to this because there's something that goes through fashion and vogues and things like that.
For sure.
Like when I was in the peak of shooting with You, it was like still reception hall weddings were still the main sort of thing, but the outdoor sort of bohemian weddings were like the underground one, and if you were doing that, you were like it was the cool wedding. But now like outdoor bohemian weddings are like the main one, right? And it's like I don't know what the new underground cool thing is, but they used to be the underground cool thing. The Mason Jars and everything used to be
just
like
common practice now.
So that's all there is now.
Yeah.
So there's no underground.
Yeah, those
cool
reception hall ones.
I thought like black tie was coming back in as like an underground kind of
black
thing.
tie's always been around, and it's. And when I get a black tie wedding, I think it's really good because it's never going to date. But yeah, it's pretty much reception halls. As far as I've been told in the local area, they're not doing as good.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I can see that. It just looks like a fad.
But I
You know what
also
I mean?
think that the wedding videos especially have revealed how non-personal reception halls really are.
Yeah.
It's just four walls. But I don't know. It's a lot of people are changing their mind. Like there's more elopements, more backyard weddings.
Yeah.
They've been really good.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
The whole I like the idea of them going like, and that's something that's super done heaps is that someone that's already been married going, we've done it before, and they're like, we're just gonna do it small. You know?
But
they went big. That's a full fucking
Mad
tent.
tent. That's a heaps good tent.
But I think people's mentality is changing, especially with COVID. I think that's helped it.
I think people also are realizing that spending 40 grand,
That's more than that.
especially, I know, but
ridiculous,
especially with the housing prices these days and everything, it's becoming less and less realistic to be able to do that.
I already said if I got married again, it'll just be like your mum, dad, brother, sister, whatever.
Just this,
and that's
immediate.
And it'll be, I'll probably hire an Airbnb somewhere, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, super like simplified. Yeah, that's the way.
Barbecue, you can't go wrong, man.
Briskets.
Yeah.
Several briskets.
Nah, it's too much.
And no.
One's enough for so many people.
All right.
We're not big people here, man.
Well played.
Speak for yourself.
Save the animals.
Final thoughts. I'm going to go with Declan first.
That's the way we do it. Reverse it for the end.
Flip it and reverse.
I had no facts to say something stupid with, so I got to get it out of my system.
That's what you're going to do. Just go Missy Elliott there. Yeah. You're from in the print, yeah.
I've never heard that song ever.
Yeah, look, this is not as good as the first movie. Maybe a little bit better than the second, but I question that even. I mean, people always sort of excuse. I think people often go like, "Oh, this movie's not aimed for you or whatever," and it's like not your audience. But I don't see why all movies and stories can't at least relate to people on some levels. Like, I don't really subscribe to locking myself into like, well, this genre is not for me. Like, if something's good, it's good. It doesn't really matter what it is.
There are movies that transcend that. For
sure.
Exactly.
So I'm always of the thought.
I mean, generally, my parents liked it, so yeah.
But I mean, you look at, just like the first movie was just a good story,
good fun,
and different, and like it was fresh to watch and everything. So, like, I feel like the series has kind of deteriorated, and the only thing that sort of holds it up is that underlying charm of family and community.
That's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that it's definitely not Lara Jean and Peter.
Yeah, because they're not that amazing of a couple. Like, and we haven't.
Well, we don't believe that they're gonna, as you said, we don't believe that they're gonna go away.
Even the mum didn't
and be fine
because they're so off base with each other so often. Like, they're not really ever on the same page in these movies. Ever, we never see them like. We never see them being like, yes, that's what I was thinking, or like.
I was fine, but Peter's more. It was always her. She had to plan everything, and he just went for the ride.
But that's why they're not suited. To me, like that's
and that's why I felt sorry for him.
But that genuinely, it doesn't.
It's not. It's not a relationship.
You know the whole thing where he was talking, the callback at the end when it's like, "This is when I first saw you." That would have been nice if that had been somehow referenced earlier.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just a bit blah, really. It's not horrible. Like, I wasn't sitting there going, "This is, oh my god, this is awful." But my girlfriend was. She was like, "I hate these two."
Wow.
She's like, "I hate these two characters now."
Our girlfriends had completely different
fully ruined
ideas.
it. Fully ruined it for her. She hated it.
Yeah, my girlfriend loved it.
Yeah, right.
She loved it.
She
watched it. She's like, "I really like that movie."
There you go.
Of it. So,
did you get her drop? 1 minute drop.
I'll call her.
Okay.
This is like, what's going on here?
I know.
No. So that's, like I said before, pretty much the best way I can sum this up is it would be the perfect movie to chuck on while you're cooking, and I'd
Wednesday night movie.
Not even night, because I work nighttime, so I cook in the day. So yeah, I'd probably give this 2.5 boys that are always and forever.
Out of 5?
Yeah, that'd be a 5.
I'm always out of 5.
So that's just over. No, it's just
half. It's
exactly half.
2.75.
So your ones before was 3 out of all the boys I've loved out of 5.
Yeah,
that was literally how you said it. 2 of all the boys I don't still love out of 5. And there you go, 2.5.
Yeah.
Is it of all the boys?
Of all the boys, always and forever.
Always and forever. Not always and forever, because you've been going against it the whole time. Out of 5. It's Fair enough. So, I mean, that's pretty much nearly. I think we're going to have very similar scores.
And I hope this film series is always and forever over now.
Yeah. Please,
not
no
a
more.
fourth one.
No more.
Close the book, break the pen.
Yeah.
Unless they do like an American Pie thing where they do like a always and forever reunion.
You know when they
The high school reunion of everyone comes back.
you know how they did. You know how
The
they
Ralph
did that
Macchio.
awkward. You know how there
Cobra
was the
Kai.
awkward sex scene. Well,
Oh,
it
yeah.
didn't
That
happen.
was like a really like.
Yeah.
They just turned the camera a couple times.
I was
Yeah.
being mature because I didn't want to. I always just say stupid things in front of Joanne just to, like I'll get to the point.
Yeah.
Anyway, when he came back in the tent, right, he goes, "I got something else." Did he say I got something else to give you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just before he revealed the thing, I said, "Out comes the rubbers."
Oh,
And
my
Joanne just looked at me and
God.
shook her head. It's like she was chuckling.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, sorry." I said, "I've been waiting all movie to say that." Because that's the first thing that goes through a guy's mind. I don't care what anyone says. All I want to do is just... it's prom
wow.
night. That's what it's known for.
It is, well, I mean, stereotypically,
But even
yeah, it is
before-
known for that.
Yeah. Even a girlfriend was... her friend was hitting at her the whole time.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway, that's bad. But
well,
I think I was making jokes about it when they were going upstairs.
Oh, yeah?
Would you invite him in?
what were you saying?
I was just like,
They're going to go plow or something.
here's my dick.
Yeah, I held back. I was going, I'm going to try to be mature here.
she goes, I got something for you, walks into the other room, comes back out, and he's laying there naked.
Yeah.
Just like on the bed.
That would have been mad. That would have been a heap.
This isn't what we're doing right now.
Also, like, in my opinion, in my opinion, in that part, if he did think that was going to be it, just do it. Why wouldn't you just do it? I don't understand why he was like.
I wouldn't have. If that was me, I wouldn't have. Yeah.
What's his name from the start of American Pie? Suck me beautiful.
I wonder if they could ever do that again. I don't think you would.
I don't
at
buy
that
it.
age.
You couldn't get away with
No,
it.
You never
no,
would. No.
What a character. Jesus.
Damn, man.
Yeah, agree with everything a Declan said. 6 out of 10. Done.
6 out of 10?
Yeah.
So that puts you, there was the first movie at 6.5, the second movie at 5.5, and the third movie at a 6 out of 10.
Bang on.
All our scores sort of landed in the same realm.
They pretty much did, yeah. Mine's going to be pretty similar. I had a 7 for the first movie, 5.5 for the second, and honestly, this movie, by the end of it, it just felt so long. It was so long, it was so green, and I will say it bugged me. It bugged me to death, man. I just could not enjoy that. I could not enjoy that aspect of it. Actually, we didn't talk about what type of... did you enjoy it at all with the cinematography?
This wasn't that good, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sack it.
Had that
The wedding thing just ruined the whole thing. It was rubbish.
had that veneer of like those Netflix originals that some of like there's some sort of thing with a lot of these Netflix originals that has this veneer of like just sort of nothingness almost.
Yeah, it's like
just-
soulless.
Yeah, like well, I feel like all these movies have sort of had it. Maybe the first one's a bit better. I can't remember, but then like that holiday one was the same. It was just a bit of like
Yeah.
It's just there's like a strange sort of.
It's
wash.
very it's all that, and the way it's lit. It's
But then you watch like The Dig, which is a Netflix original, but then you wonder was that one that Netflix bought from a film festival or something?
yeah,
like
probably.
that, you know?
Is the Tom Hanks one? Did you watch that?
No,
I didn't get to watch it.
Because
I didn't have the time.
I think that's a Netflix one, isn't it?
It is.
I think so,
Netflix
yeah.
original,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see that. But yeah, anyway, it's just like watching a.
There must be like it must be the Netflix like sort of workflow or something when you
They
do
just
like
have
if you make an original
the
production,
team.
they must have like a studio
Yeah, that grades everything in that.
grades or that you just go to their thing. Like I don't know, there's something to it because there's
Maybe
some sort of
they're big enough
similarity.
now to have an in-house.
Yeah.
In
Perhaps-
the sense that
Maybe they
could-
want it, so it's
Yeah.
like the
Con-
visual
more
branding of
control and-
Netflix. You know, like when you get that consistency with
I
like their
guess.
products.
But this one
I
was
don't know.
really
It works
green.
better for TV series, I think. Than,
Yeah,
Yeah, this had that TV show.
yeah.
Look to it.
This looked like something like 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Like it looked.
that's exactly
straight.
Yeah.
what
Although
it is, and it even but
30
they even
Reasons Why is
the-
better. Like the look
I think
is better.
The first season's 30 Reasons Why was like tolerable, and then after
Yeah.
that, it's
I stopped watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the second season. I was like, I'm never watching it.
It's like watching a
anymore.
Lost. Just goes nowhere.
I like how the
And
first
somehow
season's
they're all killers or
tolerable.
something, isn't
They
it?
become
So-
like in the end of the second season. They become like the Avengers of mental illness, and I was like, this is fucking crazy.
The Avengers of mental illness.
Dude, watch the final scene from the second movie and you'll be
Is
like,
that
what the
really
fuck
what
is
it
that
gets
here?
to?
It's fucking bizarre.
Oh my
because
God.
I'm pretty sure it's the
That's
end of the
horrible.
second. One of the guys gets
That's amazing, though.
He gets physically bullied to the point where
That's
it's
the
like,
photographer. Is that him?
yeah. But it's like horrendous, the scene when he gets bullied. Like it's so violent and like just egregious. And then he comes back to the school to like shoot it up. Like he comes back with guns and stuff.
Yeah,
and he walks in and then, but like, what's his name? Is it Clay? Is that the main character's name in it again? The main dude anyway.
Oh, yeah,
he jumps out and he's like, no, you can't do this. And they're like talking him down off the ledge. And then he's like, oh, and then he talks sense into him from shooting up the prom.
Yeah.
And then next thing he's like, you've got to get out of here, man. You've got to get out of here. But there's been like a call about someone coming to shoot the school. So the last shot of the second season is like, I'm pretty sure it is anyway. This is what I have in my head. It's like this pan out of Clay and like the main characters standing next to each other in like this hero shot as all the cop cars rock up and this dude's like run off. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
See, this is what
I'm
what
sorry,
annoys me.
but I just can't get past the
shootout
creative idea of the Avengers of mental illness.
I don't know. I feel like I can't actually. I feel like I may have read that somewhere before. I
Yeah.
can't fully take. I've like, but
That's beautiful.
It's. I hate those shows. Just finish it at one, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I like things like Haunting of Hill House. Because for Netflix, that's nice. It's one series,
It's a good show, man.
one series, one show.
I really do want to watch it, but there's so much stuff that I have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also, when
There's
I
But it ends. I like that.
I actually sometimes I struggle to fit both the things in for this podcast. So to get free time to watch other
Yeah.
stuff,
yeah,
I'm like
it's
pretty
hard.
skint for it now.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 6,
Okay.
just to end it off, because I think that's all it really deserves.
Snapping it off.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's bearable, but just. Like, I think exactly what Declan said. You could put this on in the background and maybe you would get through it. But I think you'd probably get halfway through it and then notice that, oh, it's still fucking going.
Halfway
Yeah.
through cooking
And then
a cannelloni, you go, this is shit.
You'd
turn it
get
off.
you'd get out of New York and you'd be like, there's still going.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
let's turn this off and
You know
put
what's
something else on.
funny too is if you go on and look up like the Rotten Tomatoes score for these last two movies, it's
Oh, what is it?
75%, right? Which seems good, but when you actually think about 75% Rotten Tomatoes, that means like the percentage works off positive reviews go as a plus and negative ones go as a minus, right? So really on Rotten Tomatoes, anything under 90 or like 85% is really getting somewhat negative reviews.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a bit misleading, that whole system.
Oh yeah, that type of that scale. That's why
I do
people say
IMDb one.
people say that IMDb isn't good, but I would say that it's a better scaling system
People score, yeah.
than anything else because it just has a 10 and you do the star quality of
What's
what
the
you
rating
want.
on that?
So the second film is a 6, which
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
seems right, and the third film is a 6.4.
yeah. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And the first film, I'm fairly sure is
7, you reckon?
quite a bit higher. If I go to it, 7.1.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
That's way more accurate in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't have the.
Look how much better
has-
look how much better looking Peter Kavinsky is in that movie too. Just in that, he's way better looking.
Do you have a Peter Kavinsky crush?
Not really. I just think he's better looking.
He's
in the first
definitely.
movie.
If we can, there's no photos of him in this goddamn thing. He definitely looks way different.
Yeah.
Way different. So he's going to be He-Man.
Is he?
Yeah.
Maybe that's who. Maybe he's on
his
bulk in
bulk.
this movie.
Yeah.
He's too young to be a He-Man.
Well, that's what he's going to be. He's supposedly going to be He-Man in
What studio is that with?
Netflix.
Oh, my.
Because he signed a Netflix contract. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
that's
that's
right. Yeah.
Masters of the Universe, Prince Adam / He-Man.
Do you
Wow.
think that maybe the way that they
And he's
flood
Black Adam.
the way that
Adam
they-
Smasher.
What?
the way, yeah, the
In
way
Black
that
Adam.
The Rock is.
I'm wondering
No,
if the way
Adam
that
Smasher.
Netflix pays
Okay, it's gonna be.
and their money cycle is because like rather than just paying off the profits of one movie because they can't really set their money system up like that. They just give you a contract for a certain amount of years, and then they just pick and choose what they want to put
feel
you
like
in.
that's
because-
what it is.
because their money is not going off like they wouldn't be like, well, to all the boys made this much money. They'd be like, we've got this many subscribers.
Yeah.
And we think it's because of like this, and this. You know?
yeah.
So yeah.
You know what a good question for that will be, too, is Rory.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he's worked
probably
on
ask him,
the
yeah.
Netflix thing, yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I could see that. I could see it's just a contract base for we sign you up for 5 to 6 films.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they are. We will work with you to pick the films that we think together are correct.
Totally.
We're going to have more power because we're paying you. Yeah. So, which is fair enough, I think. But yeah, I could see that as a running type of thing with Netflix. Fair enough. It is a business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Definitely.
Okay. I think we've wrapped up this movie now. We just reviewed To All the Boys, Always and Forever, Lara Jean. You've been listening to Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
If you think we're going anywhere, we're Reece, Dan, and Declan. We're going to last forever. I'm Declan.
You have a good week.
Respect.